Hey everybody, Don Georgevich here with Job Interview Tools, and today I want to cover with you 7 mistakes that good managers never make. So if you've just made the leap to management, or you've been assigned a new management role, or maybe you just want to be a better manager, whatever it is, I want to give you 7 tips that will help you improve your management style, or help you build one if you don't have one, because the world certainly doesn't need any more mediocre managers or bad managers. Now, management is all about focusing on the work of others rather than your own work. And the relationship between you and your team can be a very tricky one, which is why your manager never is your friend. Now, managing is a balancing act, and it can make you loved by everyone and just as easily hated by your team. So today, I want to empower you with the tools that you need to lead your team to success, which in turn will help you grow in your career, whether that's a path of management or something else. So the most important thing a manager must be capable of is clear communication. I mean, you won't get anywhere if you can't effectively deliver the message to your team, whether, it's a meeting, a deadline, or hitting a milestone. You must be able to effectively communicate with your team. So if your team isn't responding to you or moving in the right direction, you might feel like you're trying to herd cats. Now, if you have a cat, you know what I mean. And if you don't, well, just know that you can't get cats to do anything. But if your team isn't moving, it's you. It's not them. I mean, they're not getting the message, or they don't understand the goals or what's expected of them. And that's your fault, not theirs. I mean, you may have told them, but if they don't, get, or they don't believe in the mission is possible, then your team is going to kind of resort to dabbling while accomplishing nothing. And you'll blame them, and they'll blame you, and it'll just go back and forth. So this is why clear communication and setting reasonable expectations for your team will allow you to effectively lead your team. And to take this one step further, communication is a two-way street. You need to be open and available to your team's feedback, ideas, opinions, concerns, and not just hear them, but consider their ideas. And this will help you build rapport and mutual respect. Okay, let's move on to number 2. Invest in your employees' growth. Now, here's a story for you that's always stuck with me. A good friend of mine is a district manager for a food service company. So he's in a management position that's responsible for hiring multiple people, like, managers and executive chefs and, other kinds of people like that. In nearly every interview, he explains that he's not only hiring for the specific position, but he's also looking for someone who wants to grow into the next position. And he often wonders, who will eventually take over his job. And he's not afraid of that idea because that's his job to grow his team, and ultimately to the point where they replace him. And this mindset allows him to focus on what is next for him. So he's continually investing in training and developing his team. And not all of your employees are aware of their own potential. So you need to help them grow their mindset by investing in them so they can always perform at their best. But on the other hand, weak managers are afraid of growing their team in fear they might lose their job. So they essentially keep everyone under them. And that can create an ugly or hostile work environment. So don't do that. People don't like it. All right, let's move on to the next one here. Be a cheerleader for your team. I mean, not everyone on your team wants to grow. Some people perfectly happy in their own roles. And that's perfectly fine. I mean, you need these kinds of people who are dedicated to the craft just as much as you need ambitious people who want to grow. But as a good manager, you need to not only understand this, but recognize and compliment the people who are just as happy doing their job and make them feel needed, as well as encourage and challenge those who want growth. Okay, let's move on to number 4. Now remember, it's not just you anymore. Collaboration is critical when it comes to leadership. Spending time controlling every aspect of your team's workload will only lead to personal burnout, and your employees will hate you. So to be an effective manager, you need to communicate and delegate tasks, follow up on your expectations, and know when they're being met, and then provide provide that regular feedback to your team. I mean, people need constant feedback to reassure themselves that they are always on the right track. Okay, let's move on here to number 5. Don't only point out the bad stuff. While it's essential to correct things, when somebody does something wrong, but focusing on the negative all the time does nothing to build employee morale or confidence. So take the time to praise good behavior, because positive reinforcement has a far better result than constantly berating your staff. But in the end, praise and criticism is a balance. Too much of either one really isn't effective. All right, let's move on to number 6. Don't put off those tough conversations. And I think you know what I mean. I don't know many managers who enjoy reprimanding or firing employees, but it's part of your job. So don't put off those tough conversations like, sliding attendance, tardiness, missed deadlines, whatever it is. Plus, when you do that, it shows an unfair treatment to everyone else, because other team members, well, they know when Johnny keeps screwing up or he's always late. And, they might feel that they can get away with it too, or that you're not being firm with Johnny. I mean, I've been in environments where the manager was so weak and wanted to be everyone's friend that everyone started cutting corners, taking long lunches and never caring if anything got done. Well, everyone except me, of course. So do your job and have that difficult conversation with the employee. And once you do this a few times, trust me, it will get easier. And the last one I have for you is get to know your team. I mean, if you're stepping into a new management role, it's vital to tell them all about you and that you're interested in helping them to do their job better. Even tell them that you have no idea how to do their job or how it works, but that you want to learn. So be humble. It will set the tone that you care, that you're available to them, and that you'll be there for them. And you can take it one step further by setting up one-to-one meetings where you learn more about them and their goals and concerns and what they feel can be improved. Remember that breaking into management doesn't mean the work gets easier. It's just different. So be a student and prepare to learn continually. Encourage others, be inquisitive, and you'll find yourself fitting into the good boss category in no time, because the world doesn't need any more bad managers. So let me know in the comments if you're taking on a new management role, or what are some of the things that you do to build rapport with your team, or what are some of the challenges that you're facing as a manager. All right, my friend, that's all I have for you today. Now, if you're interviewing for a management job, this could be very helpful for you, because if they ask about your management style, you can kind of extract some of those subtleties from the video and kind of share those back, if that is indeed your style. So that's all I have for you. Wish you the best in your next interview, or if you've been promoted to management, congratulations. And if you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up. It really helps me understand the type of content that you like, and I can make more of that. And if you want to get notified every time I release a new video, please subscribe. And that way I'll let you know. All right, my friend, I'll see you in the next video. Bye now.